The Hierophant Tarot card meanings. Depending on your own nature, the Hierophant can mean very different things. At its root, it represents doctrine, but doctrine can come in the form of teaching and guidance or rigid authority. Where it appears in your spread is also important, as it is most often indicative of your own approach to the moral, religious, and social conventions of the world. Considered wisely, it helps show the path towards fulfillment. This is also a card that is very much about spirituality, everything from traditional religion to earth-centered spirituality and any other spiritual notion that you can conceive of. There may be a tension between your idea of spirituality and the right thing and the ideas of others around you. Stand up for your own beliefs. The rules and the system of doing things are probably playing a major role now. Rituals of any sort will be helpful to you now, even if it's just a movie with friends every third Saturday. Past. There is value in an ambition from your past. Look to a strength that you may have neglected. Present. The opportunity for work or study under a superior is approaching. If the others around you are capable of being wrong, so are you. Future. Look to the support of a solid organization or structured principles to achieve success. Your actions should be motivated beyond selfish reasons, or there will be little reward for them. The Hierophant is a symbol of education and tradition. This card suggests seeking spiritual guidance or advice in your life. Also indicative of conformity and religious approval, this card has neither a positive or negative connotation. The only answer is maybe. Key dates: April 21st to May 20th. Work. You may find that a teacher or mentor of some sort that you have been needing appears in your life now, or you could be called upon to be that teacher or mentor for someone else. This is a good time to get involved with groups even if you don't think of yourself as a group person, as you will find that you have much to learn from them, in a very positive way. Work should be going very well provided you are able to be organized and work within the rules. Love. Romance also is likely to be going very well, although in a pretty traditional way, i.e. these energies will work best for you if you can conduct yourself in whatever way someone in your shoes is expected to be. Now is not the time to buck the system or to be unconventional any more than you have to be. Finances. This is a time to play by the rules and to use down-to-earth, normal, traditional ways to handle your money. Seek the advice of bankers and professional money managers or people with more experience dealing with money than you have. This is a good time for investments, provided they are conservative and stable. This is not a good time for taking chances with money or going for unusual stocks, bonds, etc. Health. Ritual of any kind is helpful to you now. If you have health challenges, discipline, order, and commitment, in whatever way that makes sense to you, is the way to go about it. Traditional therapeutic means also have a high chance of success now. Spirituality. You are very much concerned with spirituality now, even if you don't have anything approximating a traditional religious belief. Make regular time, even if you don't attend a traditional house of worship, to quiet yourself and allow your spirit some time to expand. What matters here is the regularity of it, whether it's daily, weekly, whatever you can make time for. You will see changes in your life and outlook as a result of giving yourself this time. Tarot history. The history of the tarot is shrouded in mystery. Very little in the way of concrete information is known about its origin, although many things have been written about it. We will probably never know the truth, as fact and fiction seem to be irrevocably mixed nowadays. The tarot originated in northern Italy in the early 15th century, sometime between 1420 to 1440. Despite the fact that it is often attributed to originating from China, Egypt, India, or Morocco, to name just a few, there is absolutely no evidence that this is the case. Nor, as is often quoted, is there any evidence whatsoever that the tarot was brought to Europe by the Romanis. The name tarot is often attributed to being Egyptian, Hebrew, or Latin. This is not the case. The earliest names are all Italian in origin. The cards were originally called carte de triomphe. Around 1530 the word tarocchi began to be used to differentiate them from a new game of triumphs that was in vogue at the time. The etymology of this new word is unknown. The German variant was known as tarot and the French tarot. The symbolism for the tarot is drawn from the culture of medieval and Renaissance Europe. The tarot subjects are distinctive to European Christendom. The symbolism does not come from Egypt or any of the other exotic locales often mentioned. It is often stated that modern-day playing cards evolved from the tarot. This is not the case. Modern-day playing cards came to Europe courtesy of Islam. They were an adaptation of the Islamic Mamluk cards. They appeared quite suddenly in many different European cities between 1375 and 1378. These early cards had suits of cups, swords, coins, and polo sticks, and courts consisting of a king and two male underlings. The tarot adds the Fool, the trumps, and a set of queens to this system. Sometime before 1480, the French introduced cards with the now familiar suits of hearts, clubs, spades, and diamonds. The Joker is not original to either the early form of modern-day cards, or to the tarot, but instead originated in the USA around 1857 and was used as a wild card in poker as well as the highest trump in euchre. It is also often stated that the Catholic and Protestant churches outlawed the tarot and all who used it in an effort to stamp out so-called heretical teachings. This is not the case. The Inquisition documented what the Church considered as evidence of heresy in great detail. The tarot was not even mentioned. After the Reformation, less controversial images for the Pope and Papess were substituted by card makers as the Church had objected to the original images. It is often said that the tarot was not used as a divination tool prior to 1781. The tarot was used as early as the 16th century to compose poems describing personality characteristics. There is historical evidence that in one case at least these verses were presented as relating to the person's fate. In other words, divination. Divinatory meanings were assigned to the tarot in Bologna in the early 1700s, and this is the first unambiguous evidence of tarot divination. Ordinary playing cards were connected with divination as early as 1487. It is not unreasonable to think that the tarot was also. The tarot has often been attributed with being a pillar of Western esoterica occultism. This is certainly not the case. The first occult writers to discuss the tarot were Court de Gabellin and the Comte de Melot in 1781. The tarot was not mentioned in any occult work for the first 350 years of its existence. The terms Major Arcana, Minor Arcana, High Priestess, and Hierophant are anachronistic when referring to the older tarot decks. The historically appropriate terms are the trumps and the fool, the suit cards, popes or popes, and pope. Likewise, pentacles and wands are relatively recent substitutions for the traditional suit names of coins and staves or batons. The original Italian titles of the cards were in some cases different from the later French titles that have become familiar to us through the Tarot de Marseille and its descendants. Also, the ordering of the trumps varied considerably in Italy, where the cards originated. It is not known which ordering is the earliest one. Even the number of cards in the deck varied a great deal. So care should be used in making statements about the original meaning of the cards based on the familiar titles and ordering. Many believe that the Waite-Smith Tarot is the original, standard, or most authentic tarot deck in existence. This is absolutely untrue. The Waite-Smith/Rider-Waite deck was created in 1909, not even 100 years ago, making it a relative newcomer in the almost 600-year history of the tarot. There is actually no definitive version of the tarot.